Welcome back, everyone. We're up to game 2 here between inflowlooky and Filthy. We are up to on Metalopolis. Apparently, Filthy is up 1-0 in this lower bracket match, as my game decides to load really slow today. This is round 2, I believe, in the lower bracket. Up to round 5 of the lower bracket will be played today, so it'll be good to see how that ends up, as we have extremely slow loaders today. What the hell?
It's not me.
There we go. In game now, we are going to have a cross-spawn position between these two guys, and it is going to be a ZVT. So this Lookie's got to be feeling good about this one.
Yeah, I would say so. Not gonna be able to, not gonna allow Filthy to do any sort of early marine pressure. And Lukey, one of the most solid Zerg players for Team Inflow. In fact, maybe the only one left. You know, Inflow has actually been having a lot of trouble recently because they've had a lot of team members leaving, especially notably recently Spades and Minigun, and that's got to be hurting the team morale a little bit. But Lukey, very strong player. We'll see how he opens up here in this match. Definitely, Lukey been around for a long time, played in a lot of community tournaments, and started winning a lot, and got known. And so Inflow, of course, picked him up, and he's a really good Zerg player, so we'll see how he opens here. Looks like he may very well go for Hash first.
Yeah, I feel it's safe to do so in these positions. Obviously, he doesn't see it yet, but it won't be putting him behind at all, because we don't see a second Rax coming from Filthy yet. He may just not have the cash, but he does have that gas going down. And there's the expansion from Looky. Hatch first coming out from him straight away. And the scout only now just going out for Filthy. That's a little bit later than most people do it. Normally they scout on like the 10 or 11 scout, whereas this one's a little bit later.
Yeah. I feel that Lukey didn't see the SCV scout. So he was like, okay, not close positions, and he knew that the Overlord, that his opponent wasn't at close air distance, so he felt pretty comfortable hatch firsting. I think that's part of how he made that choice there. And we are gonna see him just continue to drone, of course. No gas quite yet. And we do have a gas for Filthy, so he won't be fast expanding. Does skip the first Marine to get a Reaper though, and this is something that we haven't seen too much since recent patches that made a lot of Terran players upset and led to a lot of Marine all-ins. But it's going to be quite interesting to see how he does this Reaper opening. Could just make one Reaper and that's it. And then, sometimes you can see players expand behind this, but he is getting a second gas, so I think he's going to possibly follow it up with Banshee play. We'll have to wait and see. Doesn't have it set rallied, so...
Double Queen coming out for Looky already, so he's going to be pretty safe
yeah.
versus any kind of Banshee play. And if he continues to join, we do have that Reaper being run across now. I'm not sure if Looky saw that with his Overlords there, but he has 2 lings. He's going to have 2 lings and those Queens popping out, so he's going to be able to thwart this Reaper pretty damn easily so far. But at least Filthy will get a cheaper scout in than compared to that scan, and we'll be able to pop off a couple of units if he's lucky. It looks like, I love this fact from Looky. He's only sending 1 or 2 drones away. And, Filthy sniping 2 of those drones, but he does lose that Reaper to the Queen popping at an unfortunate time for him. And he does see that expansion's up, but we don't have any kind of tech being revealed for Filthy as his factory does finish up.
And first starport going up. And there's a possibility he could throw down the second, but it looks like he is going to just be content to sit here and wait a little while. Actually moving his factory to the tech lab here. So it could be a siege expand, which is actually something that isn't that popular right now, but we do see players do it. Also possibly a pre-igniter Hellions. And with that starport coming up, it could be a pre-igniter Hellion drop even. So really just have to wait and see what choice he makes. We just see a Baneling nest going down for Lukey, who has not yet seen any factory tech. And there is a Marine to prevent his Overlords from going in. So he's going to move them away. Do have a Zerlin coming out to go up here at the front. And it looks like, nope, going to be Banshees with Cloak. Do the switch there with the factory. So it's unusual for him to move the factory over there and then move the starport over there. So he's going to expand behind this. And
Ooh,
Lukey...
a bit of unfortunate placement there for Filthy. As that Ling runs up and sees everything that's going on. He does see that starport with the tech lab, sees the expansion as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple more queens coming out from Lukey. Yeah, there we go. So we do have the lair coming up. A third queen coming out from his natural expansion as well to be able to deal with these banshees that are coming with Cloak.
Yeah, the second he saw it, he made that lair. He was ready. And I do have a Marine coming out for Filthy to chase some of these Zerglings away. Has to be careful with that, though. He is going to lose it. But this Banshee is going to come out, maybe kill some of these Zerglings.
I just got to note, Filthy's positioning of these Marines, it's pretty well spread out to stop any kind of Overlord suiciding in there to get any kind of scouting done. But it looks like Looky is doing pretty well, moving that third queen to start spreading some creep. The Banshee is coming around now. But there are those two queens. The Cloak is not finished yet. There's about 5 to 6 seconds to go. That Banshee taking quite a few hits from the queens as they will be able to chase him on that creep. Third queen down now. And we do have a Spore Crawler off as well. This Banshee not going to be anywhere near as effective as he'd hope it to be.
Yeah, he's going to focus down these drones. The Overseer on the way, though, and the Spore Crawler up now. Going to be forced to retreat. And, you know, once my my starport was scouted with the Zerling, I would have probably actually canceled Cloak. Because now he still has Cloak, but it's not going to be as effective and practically almost useless for him to have Cloak against a player of high caliber who will have Overseers moving around, also making Spore Crawlers strategically not really necessary to have that Cloak, and that's a lot of resources spent. Could have been spent on other tech, but we do have level 1 infantry weapons as well as combat shields going up right now. And the question is, does he have stim? Doesn't look like it. No, he hasn't researched stim quite yet because he only had one tech lab, so he decided to get those combat shields first, which will of course help keep those Marines alive against the Mutalists that he knows will eventually come. It looks like another Banshee going to sneak in here. Does Cloak it, and he's going to make use of that Cloak, but not targeting the drones properly and only getting 2 kills because he's attacking the drones and the gas. Something I talked about earlier is he knocked the drones and the gas down, all of them to half health, but wasn't able to kill any of them because they went and hid inside of the geyser. So
we do have a third base coming out now for Looky. He's got great drone saturation at the moment, 53 to 36. Really punishing Filthy for the... Well, not punishing, but he's just been able to thwart any kind of harass Filthy's been throwing at him, which is good to see. We do have that Baneling nest up. He's getting Baneling speed. The Spire's up already. We got Mutas on the way. So a really strong game from Looky today.
Yeah, he's making some Banelings over there at the third base of Filthy. He does have a bunker up, and he needs to repair those Banshees. Looks like he's going to send some SCVs over now to repair those, and if he controls them properly, he could use the Banelings, or rather the Banshees, to repel the Banelings. Queen forces her way all the way over to that third base that Luki is taking right now, and we do have just 3 Mutalists going to come over. And I think he's just going to try to scout with them a little bit. There's a lot of missile turrets up and well placed too for Filthy. And those Mutas aren't going to be able to do anything with just 3 of them.
Yeah, they are pretty well arced. There's nothing really that Looky can hit. And here comes some Banelings into the mineral line. Oh my god, I don't think he sees it.
Ooh, huge blunder there. Almost losing 2 of those mules as well as he dropped them. Well, the Banelings
he did lose 6 SCVs for that.
Banshees. Yeah, bit of a blunder there. Almost no reason to lose. There's still a Zergling over there too. You could try to do it again. So you see the Corvid reactor being researched here, and that's really unusual. That's something you don't see very often. But if you guys don't know what the Corvid reactor is, it does give a bonus 50 energy to all Ravens that come out, and we do see 1 Raven out. So we could see heavy Raven play here from Filthy, and I must say that's a filthy strategy because. Because once you get those Ravens out with a lot of energy, you can drop a lot of auto turrets. Auto turrets actually being armored structures do fairly well against Mutas, and also slows down Banelings. But he is going to research the Hunter-Seeker missile, which is of course incredibly good against Mutalists. And we have seen this Raven play become a little bit more popular recently. But regardless, I think that it's a very risky strategy and requires a lot of good micro and control. So we'll have to see how Lukey copes with this. Continue to produce Mutas. Did get that level 1 attack. And we are going to see another Banshee try to sneak in and attack this third base. 2 Banshees, in fact. And there's no Overseer there. Spore Crawler on its way, but it might force him to retreat. Tries to pick off a drone here. Does get it, but the Mutas take out that one Banshee. Second Banshee does escape, at least for now. And I think he might just leave it over here to spot a 5th base, or 4th base rather, over here at the bottom position's natural.
Yes, we do have 2 Ravens now coming out for Filthy. The Seeker Missile, I could have sworn it used to be Hunter Seeker Missile, but anyway, the Seeker Missile does cost 125 energy, so he will be able to shoot 2 off roughly if he does decide to go push soon. It's going to come down to the control for Looky, because Filthy's Marines, it's just mainly Marines, there's not many Marauders, so these Banelings could do extremely well versus that, as Looky is taking his 5th base. This Banshee is going to work on it though. I'm not sure whether it'll be able to kill it in time, because we do have that Overseer coming across, and he does force the cancel.
Yeah, Overseer will clean up here in just a second. And goodbye, Banshee. You mentioned the Hunter Seeker Missile's name got changed from Hunter Seeker Missile to just Seeker Missile. That must have been in an undocumented patch notes somewhere, because I don't remember that happening. And I'm going to still call it the Hunter Seeker Missile. We also see him researching durable materials. Now, that makes it so that his point defense rooms and auto turrets last a little bit longer. And when you see both of those researches that you don't see very often, it is very telling that you're going to see very, very heavy Raven play. And, you know, this is really interesting to see how he pulls this off. The Ravens, of course, great
doesn't
for
want to give
sniping
him the
creep
chance,
tumors.
though. Yeah, he doesn't want to give him the chance.
Here comes a huge push.
We do have 4 Ravens in this mix. It's going to come down to the turrets, because there is not many Marines and Marauders to back that up, as he does get caught out of position here. Very unlucky for Filthy, and here we go. So we do have the Hunter Seekers going off. Wow, that just cleaned up a lot of those Banelings. Filthy's Marines are practically untouched, and they are going to be able to force away all of these Mutalisks fairly easily. Wow, but these Lings in their main mineral line of Filthy definitely would have hurt.
Yeah, definitely did a lot of damage there to those SCVs, but if he does get that 3rd base up and get that into a planetary, which it looks like he is working on right now, he's going to be on the 3rd base, but Lukey doing a very good job of taking several expansions now. Is going to be up to a 5th base here very shortly, or rather it is a 5th base, but needs to get saturated. And he is just making this big ball of Mutas and Banelings, which do have speed. He needs to be very careful, or rather Filthy needs to be very careful of engaging these to make sure he can use those Hunter Seeker Missiles properly like he did last time. And it looks like he lost all but 2 Ravens there.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like we might be having another push in. Stim goes off. Oh no, the Baneling's coming in. Filthy doing a great job of splitting them up. Just not enough. There's a point defense drone out there as well to stop the Mutas, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. And it looks like Looky might take this game.
Yeah, it looks like he is just going to have too many units. Even though the planetary is well defended with those missile turrets, he's going to lose almost all of his SCVs, if not all of his SCVs as natural. There's a lot of Banelings coming in. If they hit those SCVs that are clumped up, it'll be huge, but they're just going to go into the main, and there's just not a lot waiting for them there. And I think this is definitely going to be game. There's just not a lot of units left here before Filthy. And you know, that Raven strategy is a good one, but very risky. And if you get hit by this timing window where your opponent has to really punish you, and you don't get your 3rd base up quickly enough, you can really just lose out to a big superior army. And I think that's going to be it. We're definitely going to see a GG. As Tastel says, expect GG any second.
Now we'll go into 1-1 for this series though. I don't know, I think it's just that strategy with the Ravens not paying off for Filthy.
Yeah, he had a drop at the bottom position during that, which did take away some of his units, but